Hi guys, ArcliteTank here, bringing you a brand new game. This will be a TvP between ThisIsJimmy and Antimage. Antimage are blue Protoss at the top of the map, and at the bottom of the map, ThisIsJimmy. It looks like he is going to be our orange Terran. So, while we're waiting for this game to kick off and get action-packed, let's take a look at our map here. So, right down the map, or the first ramp, this narrow ramp here, straight from your main base, you've got a natural expansion here, of course, 2 gas and regular minerals, and then from there there's 2 exits from here. You can go into the rest of the map, which is through here, and then you can go up this wide ramp to a double entrance type expansion in the middle of 2 bases. This is a 4-player map, so if there were 2 players adjacent, we could see fighting and a lot of moving through this area. But since they're not adjacent, we shouldn't have to worry about that right now. And then in the center of the map, this is mirrored, of course, you have this high yield mineral expansion with 2 gas, of course, and this has 3 wide ramps up, which that is good for, say, a Terran player hacking or something, or any other player with large ground units that they need to move up, like the Thor. So both players sending out a scout now. Looks like Antimage has got his scout out a lot sooner than ThisIsJimmy has, and looks like they're both heading to the right place, and Jimmy putting down a barracks and a supply depot, fairly standard Terran build. It looks like, I'm not sure, it looks like he may have, yeah, he messed up his wall. This isn't close enough to the supply depot. So that could prove to be a devastating flaw in his play, because without a wall there could be a lot of damage done by early units like a zealot just walking right through. And it looks like ThisIsJimmy checking the wrong base first, and now he's going to be heading to Antimage's base. Antimage now with an assimilator down, and looks like he's going to build another pylon, and his gateway is fairly close to being warped in. So looks in good for both players. The only major flaw we can spot, and the only thing that is kind of out of order, is Jimmy's wall, and Jimmy now going for a orbital command. So a fairly standard start for both players. Looks like we're not going to be seeing any cheese yet, and now a cybernetics core for Antimage. So this game got good ratings, and looks like ThisIsJimmy now moving his command center, or his barracks rather, to build a tech lab, and it looks like he will be able to wall this off. I'm not sure how he's planning to do it, but I guess it's better than what he had before. Now with a up and running refinery, SCV is there, and a mule called down. Looks like these players are now getting to the stage where we're going to start to see some mass production of combat units. Looks like right now the only combat unit on the map is a Marine, but Jimmy now going for a Reaper. Great units for early on harassment, and going for a second refinery. And Antimage has also got his second assimilator down, and that will be in before Jimmy's second refinery. And Cybernetics Core now rushing this warp gate upgrade, which is very useful. It turns this into a warp gate, which is much different than a gateway. Instead of having a type of thing where you spawn them in through a queue, the units will recharge, and you can spawn them in one by clicking on them and then putting them anywhere that is covered by pylons, no matter where it is on the map, and they will warp in. Looks like now he's going to put down a robotics facility, which this could be to get observers out, but it's also great for Immortals if he thinks Jimmy is going a ground-only build. That would be devastating against a ground-only build, especially with this kind of lame wall. Looks like he's going to put a bunker here now. So the only problem I'm seeing with this is if he has a Thor, it won't be able to fit through this little space. So, and he's also put his Marine on the outside, which I guess it won't matter when that bunker's up. But now he's got a Marauder out, and Tech Lab researching Stimpack, and this is post-patch 8, so concussive shells do have to be researched before a Marauder can use them. And Marauders, of course, taking up 2 spaces in the bunker. So maybe this is a new type of wall, but it looks like there may be a gap right here where my mouse is. So there may be some units squeezed through there. I'm not sure. It looks like this bunker is going to be enough to hold enemy units at bay at the moment. And it looks like Antimage is in prime position to go ahead and build his expansion if he can save up a little bit of money. So 2 more gateways coming in now. So he's going to have 3 gateways, and building his observer, which you no longer, like in StarCraft 1, need an observatory to build observers. So sending a Stalker out now. I'm not sure where he's going to head with that, but it looks like he's got it rally pointed to head up here to this expansion. Maybe we'll see him going away from his natural for some reason. So Jimmy now with 2 barracks, a 3rd on the way, and looks like he's got tech labs on both the ones that are already in, and Stimpaks is about 2/3 done, and concussive shells are about half done, which concussive shells are absolutely a devastating upgrade, especially against units where you've got a lot that will kind of rush in. It can slow them down, help to spread out that force a little bit and make it not as concentrated. They also do a lot of damage. So all of his gateway is now being turned into warp gates. As I said earlier, see how it refreshes kind of like a spell, and he can then spawn those units in like this. See, because it's inside of a pylon. So nice new feature of StarCraft 2, and it looks like he's going to have an observer coming out now and a pylon being produced now also. So not much cheese now with a sentry, which is a anti-ground and anti-air unit. It has this force field ability, which drops a force field, blocks movement. Basically, that's all it does. It doesn't enclose anything or anything like that. And then Guardian Shield, which is kind of a buff thing, which if he uses that, I'll explain that later. So Marine out now. It looks like it's going to meet the Stalker, which Stalker a far superior unit, and unless his Marine can get away, it looks like he's going to be killed. And looks like an observer now out heading across the map for Antimage, and observers as always a vital unit, and he's got another one right here checking out all this Marauder action, which Marauders are good, but I would recommend putting a Marine in front of them. And it looks like he's got a Ghost Academy now hidden in the back of his base, and a Ghost out now. So Ghost of course able to call down nukes, which very strong for harassment, but very expensive also. So unless your enemy is not paying attention and has a large force group somewhere, unless you drop 2 or something like that, if you just drop 1 nuke, you're normally going to lose as far as economic gain versus economic damage goes. The one way that you will always win with economic damage is if you can drop these on probes before your enemy can find it and call them out. So it looks like he's got this Marauder force kind of just walking around now, and that observer probably has seen this ghost, so we should be seeing some detection soon. Some more observers kind of to hang around Antimage's base, which Antimage now with a superior ground force in my opinion, and also a Immortal, which Immortals are very strong with this Hardened Shield, which is a default passive upgrade that they come with no matter what, and they have great defense, and they're also able to dish out a lot of damage also. They're kind of like the Protoss version of the siege tank. And moving this force through the middle now for Antimage. Antimage kind of got it spread out by unit speed. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I highly doubt it is. And this group of 4 Stalkers up in front, and it looks like this force right here, actually, now that Jimmy has produced a lot more, it looks like Jimmy is going to be able to defend against whatever attack may be coming, especially if Anti decides to attack piecemeal in these small groups. So I'm not sure where he is going to go with this ghost, if he's got a nuke on the way. Let's check and see. Nope, no nuke in production. It's actually not expensive as it was in the first one. It's just mostly time that will cost you. So if he were to drop a scanner sweep, or sorry, now there is a fight going on here, and he's going to block off this ramp to prevent units from moving down. And the bad part about that is it also prevents zealots from moving up. So Antimage is of course going to see Jimmy's large force of Marauders here, and I'm not sure if he's trying to provoke it or what, but he cannot stand up